recording. All right, guys. Official first. Start recording. Group. Hello to everyone that couldn't make it here. Yes. We're going to kick this off. We're getting to know everyone, and we're talking about kind of the channel and what kind of started it and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're talking, Zeno, about kind of
sanity.
Ruby as an aspect for where this whole thing began.
Yeah. Very much so.
It was basically Jacob and I being like, well, Ruby's the best thing out right now that we're really enjoying.
Yeah.
So let's find some way that we can interact with fans online.
Right.
A lot of channels have built from the ground up based on Ruby. I mean, if you've heard, DB Geek.
Oh yeah.
He completely just catapulted upwards from Ruby. Enrique Zero, he had some troubles before Ruby came along, and he still struggles. And I feel for the guy, but Ruby was a big thing for him. But I think that what a lot of people do is DB Geek ran through the first 3 volumes of Ruby in 6 weeks on his channel.
Yeah.
And I think that was actually a bad move. I think it was a bad move.
I remember actually being not skeptical, but a little bit kind of, he timed it too well. Like he basically is a very smart guy, and he decided, I'm going to finish volume 3 right before volume 4 starts.
Right.
And I was like, oh, well, maybe he's watched a little bit of it beforehand. But, even if he hasn't, cool. But then he got it all up there, and it did help his channel really explode, though.
But I guess if we're just are we doing introductions or whatever?
I would love to get to know all of you guys. I know that the internet is dark and full of terrors and all that, but guys, we want to
look at NARPs.
Yeah, I know, right? we want to build a community here.
Oh, there we go.
Hey,
great to see you.
It's nice to basically put faces to names. One of the things that Jacob and I are really passionate about is connecting with you guys on a semi-personal level to whatever you're comfortable with. But like, you guys know our names already, Caleb and Jacob. We're brothers. We're goofy. We're ridiculous. We're passionate about storytelling and all that. But we would like to not only meet you guys, but if you're willing, like, let this develop into something where we all get to know each other.
Yeah.
So when we build, like, something, you guys say like you want to have some creative input into development of Project X, we can like get you in on that and get to know what everyone's excited about.
Let me do this then.
Oh, what's that?
There we go.
What'd you do?
I've changed my name to Josh.
Hey, nice to meet you, cool. Josh.
Yes.
Hey, another fellow Josh.
Oh, another
That's
Josh,
right.
Really? That's right.
Yeah.
I think actually one of the funny things is that because of Patreon being the way we're all connected here through the YouTube channel, all your guys' emails will sometimes have like your first name on it. So I'm always like, oh, I guess that's Josh, and that's so and so. I'll wait until they're comfortable telling me their names and stuff like that. But
okay, yeah, I'm curious, Gav, or Josh.
It's still Gav.
Yeah, all right, it's Gav. Yeah,
sounds good. Do you also have a beard?
I recently shaved it off.
Hey, beardless community.
All right.
Well, less out of wanting to and more out of necessity.
Oh,
sure.
Gotcha.
Sure.
But yeah, I will be trying to get it back again in future. But yeah.
Cool. Well, glad to have you here, man.
Yeah.
And Nars, how would you like us to address you?
Oh, Nars is fine.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
And like, I would love to, like, we're going to talk a little bit about us and basically just be like, hey, open Q&A for a lot of it. But I would love to know from each of you guys, like, you don't need to go on a speech or anything like that, but I would just love to know, what was it about our channel that brought you here to be a Patreon member specifically? Because I know a lot of you have been here watching the channel long before the Patreon was a thing. So it's been fun to kind of interact with you guys in the comments and see like what you were excited about. But what made you decide to be a Patreon? Because we'd love to learn about that. So going forward, we can, better. I would say serve is a weird word, but better just be there for you guys.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah, well, for me personally, I remember it was around when Ruby Volume 4 was coming out.
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I was looking around for reactions after obviously Murder of Birds was the big one for me mainly.
right.
And I was looking around and I found you guys' video. And usually when I watch a reaction, I watch the reaction and I kind of skip the analysis bit.
Sure.
But I came across your videos. I think it would have been a couple of episodes in to season 4, and I was just like, I watched the reaction, I got to the analysis, and I was just like, wow, these guys are actually properly analyzing the episode. So I remember after watching all of your Ruby stuff, I went to your channel, and I was just like, oh, no, it's just Volume 4.
You have no idea how much we wanted to have like undone our watching of Ruby's Volume 1 through 3 and just be like, oh, my memory, I don't remember. But no, we weren't about to do that. So
Well, there's
yeah.
Plus, like,
Oh, look, those swords came out of Penny's backpack. She's not a
Oh,
robot.
yeah, like
Yeah.
with all the crazy stuff that happens, that wouldn't even be possible.
No, it
Like,
really wouldn't.
No, but yeah. Oh, so do you want to go?
I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, Josh.
Basically, I've seen a lot of reactors that literally just cash in on the idea rather than the actual experience.
Sure.
There are plenty of people that watch Ruby but really don't care about Ruby, or there are plenty of people that watch
Gotcha.
this and don't care about that.
Sure.
And when it comes to you guys, it's also the fact that it's got to be, for everybody, it's got to be the analyses. It's got to be the fact that you can sit down and for 2 to 3 times as much time as the video spent running, you guys can talk. And
it's easier because there's 2 of us.
Yes.
To be fair,
I don't know how.
I'm sure there's a
Murder
lot
Birds
of
does it.
I'm sure there's a lot of YouTubers out there that have the gift of gabbing with, some synergistic bro or someone else, but they just don't have that person there. But
you could see some episodes like, wow, that was a good episode. See you next time. And it's like,
Right. Yeah.
and it's like, come on. I mean, and when it comes to it's like a video of yours that I've rewatched maybe like 10 to 15 times.
wait, what?
Just for the analysis part.
No
is
way.
Episode 2 of My Hero Academia, where you talk about being the hero for All Might, being the hero, the kid being the hero.
Yeah.
That episode
And
was so
that was so
dang
good.
Like,
And that's an analysis I've watched a lot because I just it's like I hear it and it's like Kohei Horikoshi couldn't have said it better himself, And I just
sweet.
thank you, man.
That means
and then
a
of
lot.
course there's also
Oh my
the
gosh.
obligatory episode 6 of Attack on Titan season 2.
this guy.
Oh, that was hilarious.
His blood pressure, I'm sure, spiked into just unhealthy regions.
I mean, he screamed so loud I thought Mikasa had cut him.
Once Mikasa's face comes over Erin's shoulder and she's got the yandere death eyes, I felt my heart just But what was worse was that almost immediately I could feel him building up this and then I'm like, oh no, what's coming? Oh man, we got so many dislikes on that video just because they thought we were insane.
I put my own little analysis on that video over Reiner.
Yeah.
But basically, if we're saying it's that you guys genuinely love what you watch and only watch what you love and you know how to talk about it.
Right.
Cool.
So,
thank you.
Yeah, we have had like certain recommended shows that we just sort of like, we're like, well, we're like, I mean, we haven't seen it, so we don't know if we'll like it, but we don't think we'll like it, so we just sort of like,
yeah, we're gonna keep that at the list, but
Keep
it's
that
like
on
at
the
the
list.
bottom of the list.
I mean,
Yeah.
like
you have
we're
to think,
holding back on posting on our Discord the requested shows thing because it's based on interest.
Right.
And when we show that like very popular shows are like the third from the bottom, I'm sure people are gonna be like, wait, so you don't want to watch Tokyo Ghoul? We're like,
I'm also sure that like in the reverse, you're one of the only Konosuba reactors. So
What is that? Like, Konosuba's amazing.
Only good ones.
I'm so mad we didn't react to Konosuba season 1 because when he introduced that to me,
I didn't think he would like it.
I didn't think I would like it. He said
it's the greatest anime about nothing.
Right. But not only that, he said, Caleb, you know how that transported to the fantasy world thing is becoming a bigger and bigger thing? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, this one is a parody of that, and it's the best genius dumb comedy out there. I think he used like genius and stupid in the same sentence. And I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued, but it can't be that good. And then he shows me the first episode. I'm like, this is amazing. Let's go and watch the whole thing.
We have a fifth.
Yay! Welcome.
White Dot.
And he's a dot.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's figuring out the name part. It's a new app. But join in at your own pace. We're happy to have you.
Absolutely.
But Nars, you still there?
No, I think he dropped out. Oh, really? Oh, never mind.
No, sorry. I'm just having camera difficulties.
Oh,
but I'm
no worries. I'd love to hear from you. What brought you to be a Patreon? Because it's a big deal to be a Patreon at this level. Like, we weren't expecting this many of you guys.
Right.
Tell that to Arnold's $100 patrons.
Yeah, exactly. I know some patrons, they put like
true.
100, 200, whatever dollars and stuff like that. But those are people that I would consider to be like artists and stuff. So they're like making music, or they're making actual art or something like that, or they're cosplayers, cosplayers. But
please don't charge me more.
Right? No, we want to keep everything at this level being the highest one, and then we just add to it over time. But anyways, Nars, what brought you to our Patreon?
Well, it's mostly just what everybody else is saying. It's just the analysis part. I've never seen somebody. Obviously, we've all looked at, a very specific show, and then we look for, a reaction of somebody else because we want to, see how everybody else feels about the same content.
For sure.
But it's just, I don't know, the way you guys dissect the content, the story progression, how you guys sometimes are, trying to decode how the story is going to go, or how a character arc is going to go, and you actually hit it right in the nail, but then, obviously, you're not going to see the next episode until next week, so we're just sitting there like, yeah, you're on the right track, keep going. So yeah, I've never, when I've seen reactions of other people, sometimes it's just, an amazing scene just for like the shock value, or, they're, they enjoy it, but it's just like so overhyped that it's just kind of like, turn it down a little bit. Like, I know it's awesome, but come on, guys.
Sure.
But you guys, I don't know. I'm attracted to the way you guys like dissect everything, and you guys really think about how the story's gonna go and what it means to a character, a certain sentence or action or scene, things like that.
Cool. Thank you. That means a lot, because one of the things Jacob and I thought we needed to hold back on, actually, if you go back, I mean, please don't go back. But our RWBY Volume 4 reactions are, we cringe at them now looking back, because we actually didn't discuss as much.
Right.
If you go back
we
and
thought
look,
it would make it too long and too clunky.
And
we thought
and Jacob was such a pessimist that whole volume.
No one's gonna die. Ren's gonna die.
Yeah, we
Everyone's
were
gonna
actually
die.
getting flack because we watched Game of Thrones and stuff like that, and we thought that Ren cutting the Nuclevi was going to be another Viper and the Mountain kind of thing. And we're like, just double tap him! Stop monologuing! Like,
just kill it now!
We're like so scared that people are gonna die because we're coming off of Volume 3.
Yeah.
That we didn't realize that they're like, no, guys, we're gonna take a break from killing people. Come on, like, it's Volume 4.
Except that one guy in episode 2 that nobody cares about.
Nars, that's
right.
Yeah, that's true. But Nars, that's awesome that like you really appreciate like the fact that stuff that we're showing you guys is just stuff we would do naturally on our free time when we're watching any other show. So like, we started off with some of the more basic anime, like Bleach is our first one, and now we look back on it and go, ugh, but but you know, we've come this far, and we'll watch shows like Bacano. And Bacano, there's so much discussion value from it. But because now we're doing this, it feels like we're not talking just the two of us. We're talking with all of you guys, and it gets us more excited to continue doing that, I would say. Like Jacob, don't you feel like there's like when someone like really reads with where we're going with this in the comments, you just get all excited and you're like, yes, you get it, and then you just rattle off, and we'll have sessions where we're like, all right, let's talk to some people in the comments, and that's probably like my second or third favorite thing to do with this whole channel thing is getting to know all you guys. So this is like next level. You guys are the VIPs, of course, but like we want to get to know like what makes you passionate about storytelling, and then we can converse about that and have like this extra in-depth conversation and stuff.
Exactly.
And there's a little bit of trust going this way. I mean, you guys are spending $25. That's a big deal. Right. But like, you know, we want to talk about like, you know, where we're at in something like My Hero Academia, or for a show that, you know, just starting like Hunter x Hunter, or
like theories moving forward,
or theories moving forward for a show that's, you know, on hiatus. Like we want to have really good meaty fueled discussions on that vein, because we thought, and we guessed correctly, that a lot of you guys were here because of the post reaction stuff, in addition, of course, to the reaction bit. But
as for the whole storytelling thing, I think Jacob and I think Jacob already knows where my main inspiration comes from. A little group called Mandalorians.
Yep.
So there's a bit of that going on.
There's a bit of crossover there.
Yeah,
it's funny because I never subscribed truly to the whole Mandalorian thing, but like being a Star Wars just nut, I can't deny the fascination I have with that whole culture as well. But Jacob takes it to a whole nother level. It's just that's for sure.
Like. Yeah, I think there isn't anything more that needs to be said. It's just they're self-explanatory. They're amazing. They're awesome. They're space samurai, and
they are space samurai. That's basically it.
Like, I don't really care about like I mean, I don't know if any of you guys are Trekkies, but I don't really care about Klingons. Like, you know, it's just sort of like, it's okay. But like Mandalorians, even though they're very similar, they're like that bit of difference just makes all the difference. It just makes
it.
Yeah, it does.
That's cool.
Plus, armor is awesome in general.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, the question is, what gets us, you know, literary and whatnot, and into everything. I get pizza. I got pizza now.
It's what makes the world go round.
Yep.
Yep.
I think it's
because pizza's round.
It's less that and more of an obsession with Japanese culture for me.
Oh, cool. Sure.
I've because, you know, there's not many places in the world like them that have such a closed, contained attitude of their own, because people go everywhere, they travel everywhere. The United States has so many different cultures, but there was a period where Japan didn't let anybody in, and because of that, we have one of the most centralized cultures on the planet, and so many great things come from it that I just want to experience.
Yeah.
And you know, anime, manga, music, art, all kinds of things.
Yeah, and the whole gamut of it.
Oh yeah.
And I guess, you know, just anime and manga are probably the parts that I just enjoy the most, because I mean, who doesn't like badass action and hot girls? I mean,
when it comes down to it, it's really funny how I would go about describing, you know, one of my favorite anime to someone, like Gurren Lagann, and you know, some people are like, I think this anime thing's kind of weird, or I'm kind of interested, but I don't know where to start. I'm like, all right, come, my young Padawan. I will show you. I will guide you upon the way
on this epic journey.
Yes, exactly.
I've read so many manga and seen so many anime, and if there was ever one, like when someone asks me what my favorite is, if there was ever one that I could like sit down and objectively say, this to me is something that I would never change a single part of,
Right.
it would be Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Seconded here. Seconded
Yeah.
here.
Mhm.
That is an anime I will say is the closest thing to perfect storytelling I've ever seen.
Yep.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Oh,
there's so much to say
Arakawa
about it. We
is
almost are
so great.
considering doing specifically about this one, but also a couple others, like a video series of going back and more of the review side of things and discussing very slowly to an extent, like what makes these shows so great.
Right.
But we kind of are holding back on pulling the trigger on something like that because it's a big
project for
it's a bit big
something.
for what we're doing right now. But I would love to posit a question to you guys. We have a couple ridiculous goals, up there on the Patreon, but we have a couple things that we haven't actually talked about. Do you guys want to go into maybe more discussion about the things that we're currently planning, or maybe talk about potentially some things that we'd like to do, but we haven't really ironed out the details yet? So love to hear your, like, which one of those two seems more interesting.
You want to bounce ideas with your fans.
Yeah, exactly. Or
hear
I'm okay
feedback
with
on
that.
the stuff
Or
that
hear
we're already planning
or
on
hear
doing.
feedback and talk about things that we're already planning to do.
Like the convention meetup, or
Well, that's immediate. Like, we're going to put up a poll on that later today.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't really know which makes the most sense. Like, we were thinking RTX is relatively inexpensive. It's in Texas, so housing is cheap, central to the U.S., but it's still in the U.S., so people outside are going to have a little bit of an issue with that. San Diego Comic-Con is the biggest convention in existence, but it's also, in San Diego, so it's less centralized.
Yeah.
Or is there another one entirely that we should do? And we were thinking of that being the three options for the poll. And if more things vote for other than the other two, then we'll reevaluate and see about adding a larger selection to the poll.
Right.
But yeah, what do you guys think about that?
Well, when it comes down to it, I'm unable to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's not a thing that most people are going to be able to do, unfortunately. But
yeah,
it's going to be a thing where we can, at the very least, record it while we're there.
Yeah,
and then put it up for display for all of you guys here on Patreon and stuff, to be like, hey, here's the result of what you guys did, and we got to meet so and so and so and so, and yeah.
But if you want an opinion of what I think would give you the most success as an experience, I would say RTX would be your best bet for having the experience, meeting the right people, and seeing the right things. And it would I think it would be the most appropriate venue for you to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of meeting the right people.
I'm going to have to agree on that front, even though, again, because I'm across the pond, I highly doubt I'll be able to make it.
Sure.
But yeah, I feel like because the channel was basically founded on a Rooster Teeth show,
for sure,
I think that would be, again, the most appropriate. And also because it's centralized in the US, it's less travel for those within the US. And if anyone was looking to come from abroad, it wouldn't really matter. Because you're going to have to get on a plane anyway.
Yeah, Jacob made that point to me. He's like, Caleb, once they're in a plane, they're in a plane. They're, it's not really a difference between going to Austin or San Diego.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nars, what do you think?
No, I actually think the same thing. It's
okay.
An international fan. It really doesn't matter which one they choose, and either one, even here inside the US, it will be a similar experience. But just like they said, since everything started kind of with Rooster Teeth in a way, that will be at least maybe for like the first one, it will be like the big thing.
Right. That's a good point. One of the other things we would love to know is specifically from those of you that are outside the US, is there a convention that you can think of off the top of your head that would be a good option for like a third option, so to speak? Like,
honestly, no.
no, not really.
Most of the best, well, pretty much all of the best conventions are US based,
Okay.
and a lot of people who would go to conventions, and I imagine a vast majority of the people who would be able to come to a meetup would be in the US.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
personally, I think
Sure.
it would probably be best to keep it to the US, even if that means, obviously,
That means a
excluding a few
lot of people in Europe, for instance, or Japan potentially.
Yeah.
It's quite crazy. We were looking at the numbers, and we have a lot of fans from the UK, but we have a large number of fans from Japan and South Korea, Philippines.
Not too surprising.
Not too surprising. Yes, we're doing anime and stuff, but
Well, I think another thing to think about is that also you're going to be going to the convention for yourselves too.
That's true.
absolutely,
You're
that's
gonna
true.
you're gonna want to have a great time, and I think that's got to be a big factor in your decision.
Absolutely. Sure. Jacob and I are both pretty split on the thing because we both have different emotional attachments to each one. They kind of both mean something.
Sure. He wants both Comic-Con and you want RTX.
Yeah. If we had to choose, that would be how it would split, because he's watched way more anime than I have. Right. I think if anything, I would be fine with going to both. But I think Jacob has experienced less Rooster Teeth content than I have, so it's a thing where he would be more there for the connection and networking and people aspect rather than the, I'm really excited to go for the Founding Fathers panel, Whereas I would be like, I get to go to a Founding Fathers panel. I'm so excited. Right.
And I think at the end of the day, you guys just, at least this is mine, you guys go where you want to go to meet up. At the end of the day,
okay.
At the end of the day, if there's people that can come and meet up with you guys and want to, they'll pretty much go wherever you are. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna put up the poll and see what the results are, because we could see that there's a lot of people that want RTX or San Diego Comic-Con over the other. But we'll probably put in a thing saying like, hey guys, we're here to get your feedback and stuff. We're probably going to end up going to both at some point, but it's just a question of
this one,
which one are we doing first? So don't feel like just because one was picked in the poll means that
you're never going to see us.
Never going to see us at the other one. Exactly. One meetup and then it's over. Right.
I just realized I looked a lot better farther away from the camera.
You're being bold though and putting yourself on the webcam display though, so it's awesome.
Yeah, beard is in full force.
No, I'm not calling the rest of you out.
No, my cam's broken, mate. I can't.
I'm curious though, Gav. What's the art from? Like, did you make that yourself?
This is a bit of story to this one. The actual character is from Nier Automata. It's a Japanese RPG that recently came out. It's a very strange and sort of philosophical game. It went a bit under the radar.
Okay.
It's all about like what it means to be human and that sort of stuff. And it's like a fight. It's a fighting RPG. So it's like a hack and slash. But this art specifically. Do any of you guys watch speedruns? Video games?
No.
No. Well,
you don't watch speedruns?
Not really.
Well,
are you guys not gamers?
Not anymore, I don't think.
Not as much. I literally play Hearthstone, and that's mostly because I just wanted to have something to do every once in a while with that, but not really.
No. I actually swore off video games.
Jacob's getting productive. He's writing a book right now.
I want to get this book done, so yeah. I was playing too much Dota 2.
That's true. He was a MOBA player, so yeah.
I don't know if you want to catch Arnold, just check about 36% of the day he'll be on League of Legends.
Yeah. Oh man, MOBAs. Okay, yeah. So speed runs.
Yeah, there are these. There's this bi-yearly event called Games Done Quick, and it's basically a massive marathon where it's like 7 days of flat speed running for a charity.
Cool.
They
And
make so much money.
They make millions every single time they do it.
That's ridiculous.
And
So I think they did Doctors Without Borders just in June, and it runs for 7 days, and every single minute of every single hour of every 7 days, somebody is speedrunning a game on their stream. And it goes, and they accept donations the whole time, and every single donation goes to whatever charity the speedrunners are going for.
Wow.
I think it was either the Cancer Foundations of America or Doctors Without Borders this year.
It was Doctors Without Borders, and I think they raised over $2 million this year.
Wow.
That's legit.
The very first run this year was of Nier Automata. It's how I found out about the game. But this particular picture is of like this sort of meme the speedrunner came up with, because the character's name is 2B, and one of the like speedrunning tricks that was done in the speedrun was like dash cancelling, and it looked like they were skateboarding the entire time.
Okay.
So the speedrunner made this meme where it was just got to be radical, and so he just wanted fan art of the character in like 90s clothes and a skateboard. So that's where I found that. And it's just
nice.
It was ridiculous.
Cool.
And the actual speedrunner himself had a condition. He only had one hand that he could use, so he was playing the entire game with one hand. I think he had the world record for a time, the speedrun.
That's ridiculous.
So it's absolutely ridiculous.
I wish I could make a joke and get fan art.
There are absolutely tons of them, and they're all great. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, Jacob and I are huge fans of basically fan-created art for like original, like for like the actual content and stuff. So like
Dishwasher.
Yeah, Dishwasher is legit, and Jacob doesn't even know who that is.
Nope.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
We've got an hour and 20 minutes left. Somebody post a dishwasher pic in the VIP channel.
Yeah. Someone do the one with Ren. That specific one with Ren, the disturbing one.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Jacob, this is a guy. He's on it. This is a guy that loved Ruby so much. He loved Ruby so much that he predicted future plot points in fan art, and eventually got so popular that Rooster Teeth decided to hire him as a concept artist for a new show that Rooster Teeth is doing that is going to be a mecha anime.
You told me about that.
Mm-hmm. But you haven't seen any of his art yet.
I haven't.
Okay, I'm looking at the list. He's got a lot of stuff.
You get on that, but particularly Nars, like of the thing we were talking about with having potential new ideas for things that we could do, or talking more in depth about current plans, like which would be more interesting to you?
Yeah.
That's well, it's kind of like both in a way.
Okay.
Because I would like to know like more about what is going on right now, but then also what do you guys would like to try out, just the idea just out there into the universe and see what bounces back, I guess.
It's there now.
Okay, I'll bring it up.
This was before that episode aired. This was before episode 11.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Here's the mini game. Find Nora.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But then
it always takes everyone a little bit of time to find Nora.
Wow. Okay.
But I guess the important one to show you that made him eventually known as like the messiah of understanding what was going to happen before it happened would be this image.
Yeah, this one.
He did this before PvP even aired.
Are you kidding me?
No.
He did that before PvP aired.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unlimited blade work.
Oh, you see,
Yeah.
you see Velvet. You see Velvet's Unlimited Blade Works.
Yeah. Dang it, Jacob.
I'm waiting for that to be a special move. Like I'm
Yeah.
actually waiting for it to summon 100 blades.
Did you see the crack thing where when Velvet uses Penny's uses all her weapons, right? It does the full Archer chant.
I am the bone of my sword. Known to death, no known to life. I have created over 1,000 blades.
I like your Archer.
Yeah, thank you.
I like it.
Have withstood pain to create many weapons.
Oh my gosh, have you guys seen the one where Ian McKellen reads it?
Ian McKellen reads the full English Archer voice chant.
It's amazing.
It's so good. And he does it in his Ian McKellen voice. I am the bone of my sword.
Steel is my
My
body, fire is my blood.
You know, talking about, I think Jacob might appreciate this. Did you ever see? Have you ever read Batman: The Killing Joke?
Oh, I know all about that.
I know a lot about it, but I don't think I've actually read it.
Have you ever seen? Then Caleb, have you ever seen Troy Baker do the speech about memories
Mhm.
at a convention?
Oh, at a convention. I don't know if it was at a convention or not. It probably was, but I watched it a while ago.
Troy Baker is one of the greatest voice actors ever.
Well, yeah, he does. Who does he do in Fullmetal Alchemist? I think he does the new Greed.
Yes, he does. He does
Yeah,
Greedling.
He does Greedling, yeah, in the dub. But yeah, he's fantastic. So Nars, to kind of go back to what we were talking about there, we have a couple like really dumb ideas that we have, and maybe we'll just throw a few of those right out there. One of the ones that we mentioned briefly, I think in one of the announcement videos a while back, was we were watching an anime that we knew wasn't going to be something we'd want to react to, but we were just browsing on Crunchyroll and we're like, let's just watch it.
Because a friend was highly recommending this, and
Yeah, one of his friends, mind you.
Yeah.
His friends have lower standards than mine.
hey.
I like how you had to make that distinction.
Fire.
Sorry.
Guess that explains why one of you is going to Comic-Con.
anyway, this show.
He didn't appreciate that joke.
No, I know he didn't. But the show had a pretty cool premise. It looked
Yeah.
pretty interesting to some extent.
And granted, we watched it in the dub, and the dub was really bad.
Oh wait, are we talking about that one, or are we
Wait.
talking about the one we most recently did?
Oh.
No, that one's popular. That one's actually
Yeah.
popular. This other one is not as known.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, then yes, the not as good taste for that. Okay, yeah,
do
that
we
makes
want to
sense.
just tell them what it was? It was the one with
Izetta the Last Witch.
Izetta the Last Witch, yeah.
Oh, but that's magical girls on flying sniper rifles.
Yeah, I
in World
know,
War II.
and it's like that is so
Killing,
freaking amazing.
Not Nazis,
Yeah.
from not Germany. You know.
Did you watch the whole thing?
No, we watched
the
three
first
episodes.
3 episodes, yeah.
And we were laughing so hard at just everything.
How seriously it takes itself.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And we were thinking, oh my gosh, what if we roasted anime
Yeah.
for videos? Like we just took an episode or something, instead of doing a reaction, we did a roasting, and we did it for things that we have seen before, but sometimes also for things we haven't seen before. But
Like
we
someone
were,
will like say, "Hey, roast this." And you're like, "Okay, we'll take a look at it." This looks
yeah,
good."
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you discussed this on the recent live stream.
Right.
For the
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
But it was your closing statement, so there's really not been much fleshing out of the idea.
Right. So
Yeah.
the idea would look like we would have basically a recommendations list in the Discord or something.
Mhm.
And we would go through it every once in a while, and it would be very infrequent. Like the videos would not be weekly or something like that. It would be a goofy fun thing that we would do like every
Right.
other week,
Yeah.
or something like that. And
We all know what the first one's going to be.
Oh yeah, I nominate Sword Art
we all
Online.
know.
Sword Art Online.
Anyway, yeah.
Here's the problem with Sword Art Online, though, is that
people like
Everything.
well, no, that people like it, yes, but also like, okay, if we actually wanted to, if we did Sword Art Online, I feel like we'd have to make it a regular thing because unless we wanted to go into like the second half of season 1, it'd be hard to get to a single episode that you can roast.
Not
right?
for me. I know.
Well, no, I know, but like if I feel like if we wanted to really roast Sword Art Online, we'd have to go through like the whole thing. Unless we went to a specific episode, because I haven't seen the second half of season 1.
What we could do also is we could roast like a theme of Sword Art Online, just Kirito's character. Like we could
or the crappy dialogue with the female characters.
Yeah,
you know,
how to not do character growth.
Right. How to not do a female main character when the character is actually not that bad.
Like, right, because like Asuna
did Kirito was a great female character.
Well, see, okay, I really liked the first 3 episodes of Sword Art Online. And then I just didn't really like what came after that. But like the first 3 episodes were good. Like
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of things we could roast, Josh. That absolutely. But we're talking about like we could roast things that are actually things that we like Avatar.
Ruby.
We could take or Ruby.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I could roast Ruby.
It's easier to roast something when you like it a lot.
Right, because then you also don't feel like you're being just a jerk to all the people who actually do really like it.
Warning, these views and opinions do not represent the entirety of the views of Semblance of Sanity. What is said, therefore, is a parody.
And I don't think you'd need to do that if you did an episode on the Great Divide. I mean...
Oh, no, probably not. One of the things that could end up actually being in the roast is we actually critically diss it. Like we don't just give it a roasting where we're making fun of it, you know. We say like, you know,
but like here's like, how it's bad. Here's what it could have done better.
How do you screw up a character lesson so badly in 20 minutes or something like that? Or how do you take
you could have literally made this episode relevant just by having Zuko chase them into the Great Divide. Like,
yes, there's
a
whole bunch of things. Yeah.
There are things like, have you seen any of the Indiana Jones movies?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
all 4.
All
3. No,
I forget if it was if it was the first one or the second one. The fan theory that if Indiana Jones wasn't there, the whole movie would have still happened.
That was the first one. Yeah,
the first one.
Uh-huh.
So you could find things like that. I think that's like one of the great.
That would
roasts.
Also be why we wouldn't do it on a week-by-week basis, because we would put put some serious prep time into it.
Right.
Like we would craft some disses for these ones. We wouldn't.
It would need a lot of visual aids. It would need some GIFs. It would need...
to an extent. To an extent, I think yes, but also no.
Okay.
Like I feel like
you gotta meme it up.
I think we could meme it up.
Yeah.
But then we're basically becoming Giga. Like
hey, you talk about that like it's a bad thing, man.
So who here watches Gigux videos?
Oh, I have no idea who that is.
Oh,
Nars, you don't know who Giguk is?
I love Giguk. I've watched him since I was in high school.
Oh, okay, wait. Okay. So sorry. Who said they don't know who Giguk is? Oh, Josh. Okay, cool. So if you like anime, you have to watch Giguk's videos.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to, but he's just enjoyable to watch.
At the very least, here's what you have to watch. You have to watch his ReZero in 8 minutes, because that is the one. Have
you seen ReZero?
Even if you haven't,
maybe not, Jacob.
Oh, I heard it was by Ufotable though, and that makes me want to watch it.
Well, here's actually the thing. ReZero is one of those shows that we have a lot of differing opinions on, and I would love to roast ReZero.
ReZero is another one that could definitely be roasted
because it has some problems. It has some very good high points here and there,
but then it has some really big problems.
Really, really big problems.
I got halfway through that show and I was just like, nope, not for me.
Too much suffering.
Oh my god.
I think,
oh my god.
I think that if we're just talking about a point like that, too much suffering, I've seen a lot of stories fail to keep my interest based on just no payoff and nothing but tragedy.
Oh, sure. Welcome to ReZero, my friend. Go watch ReZero season 1 and have fun. When you get to episode 15 or something, let us know. Or is it 18?
16 or 18.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Have fun with that. I would say it's enjoyable enough that you should watch it, but you
it's-
don't have to finish it if you don't want to.
Gigguk has a video on it that sums it up very nicely.
In 8
It's
minutes.
It is not a masterpiece, but it is damn entertaining.
That's actually the subtitle thing, right?
No, that's his review video. His
Oh.
in 8 minutes video is the parody one.
Does the entertaining part come from Ufotable animating it?
No, not really. No, it comes actually from the fact that the main character is a pretty decent main character.
Yeah, like he actually really cares about what's going on because he's constantly dying. In horror.
Whoa, shush.
He's a zombie.
I mean, it's technically the premise of the show. So
Yeah.
That's the selling point. You know?
I'm not like a oh my god spoilers kind of guy.
Okay,
so
it's
don't worry.
Groundhog's Day transported into a fantasy universe.
Is that
Right.
where the "re" comes from in the title?
Exactly.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it goes a lot like. Did you watch Steins Gate?
Yes.
Okay, so it goes a lot more into
Tolls
into
of
the
recycling.
trauma of that than
Yeah.
than
They
Steins
both
Gate
have
does.
colons in the name.
Yes. Well, Steins Gate is a semicolon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I think ReZeros is also a semicolon as
Is it?
well.
Ah.
Wait. Steins Gate is a semicolon?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my mind is blown. Wow. Okay. Huh. Okay. Well, here's one of our
It's like
other.
Caleb's worldview just
Shattered.
shattered.
It's imploding right now. But
like
okay, so one of our other ideas that we had that we wanted to let you guys know, it kind of got put on the back burner a bit once we started doing a lot more reactions and stuff. But Jacob and I have a history with playing, let's say in the beginning, a lot of board games. Like
Yes.
we didn't really play video games as much. We did play a lot of computer and video games and stuff, but we played a ton of board games.
Mhm.
And one of the things that we realized was the Ruby Grim Eclipse game was actually originally developed by a different group of people outside of Rooster Teeth, and Rooster Teeth basically subsumed
It was
their
one
resources.
guy.
Yeah,
one
yeah,
guy.
yeah, exactly. What if we developed the first Ruby board game? We're
You
serious. Like,
You think
we're-
the two of you could do that on your own, though?
oh, absolutely. Like,
It'd be tough.
It'd
but
be tough, but we actually could do it. Like, it wouldn't be as hard as you think it would.
we do love board games.
So we like storytelling. We like to observe and consume storytelling, but we also like to create it. But with games, we've actually designed a couple, not like programming or anything, but like we've designed a couple games and like the systems of what makes a game interesting. So
Right.
I think whatever exercises the creative parts of your brain to your own, satisfaction is something you should always pursue doing.
okay, but what we were thinking of is what kind of interactive updates and news
Right.
in a way that we kind of let you guys in on what's happening. Like, what level of that would you find interesting?
Well, there would be like we've decided if there's like is there board movement? What kind of hand size? What if you're using cards,
Mhm.
pieces, number of players? Something like
Gotcha. So like details of what this would look like if you were to hold a box of it in your hand.
If I was to hold it, well, if I was to grab that box and lift it up and then look at all the sorted components in the plastic
Right.
bags and under the cardboard,
Okay.
what
that's a
would
great
your
thing, man.
ideal be?
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I'd like to know, like, would it be more of a gameplay focused thing, or would it be more in the way of, say, for example, D&D or other tabletop
Mhm.
games?
Oh,
So it's
gotcha.
more focused on the story than the gameplay.
Yeah, this one would definitely be a gameplay side of thing. We're
Yeah.
basically trying to take the.
Tabletops are much harder.
Well, yeah, but we have
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
about designing tabletop systems.
have.
We're both tabletop gamers.
You
so-
guys need to watch episode 2 of season 2 of Ruby again, and you need to look at that board
Yep.
game they're playing.
Well, that's where we got a lot of inspiration
Yep.
from. Was we thought, well, should we try and make that game immediately,
Oh, I wouldn't make that game. I would
Or-
make your own game.
or should we make something that kind of has a semblance of that game, real
Right.
similarity?
If
Yeah.
I can't invade Atlas, you failed.
No, we were thinking of doing the tournament, the Vital
Ah.
Festival tournament.
There's this really long video that we made a while ago 24 hours to be exact, that we
Oh yeah,
weren't
we
able
might let
to
you guys be the first
get
people
onto
to
YouTube,
actually
but-
see that once
Um,
we find out a way to upload it.
in our inane ramblings in our sleep-deprived states, we went over this, sort of like talking back and forth, and it sort of evolved from just the game in season 2, episode 2, to combat-focused, tournament style.
Yeah, basically the idea is you get to choose who you play as, but not only that, you could mix and match and potentially have a team that doesn't even make sense in the Ruby canon. So you could be like, all right, we're going to play official Team Ruby versus Team Juniper in the tournament.
Right.
Or we're going to have Ruby, Coco,
Neo.
Sun, and Neo all together fighting against Cinder, Crow,
Yang,
and I don't
Roman.
know, Roman Torchwick or
Yeah.
something.
Bonus points to all your specs if you can make a team name.
Oh, sure. Yeah, exactly.
Name for every single combination.
The main thing we could see being a problem with it is we're trying to figure out how to make the game dynamic so where it's not just a tug of war.
Right.
Because if you have a game where it's basically just, oh, I'm sort of winning, oh, now the other team's sort of winning, or back and forth, and it doesn't really feel like it's explosive and things are happening.
Okay, here's a crazy idea. Have any of you guys played the board game Revolution? No. Okay,
No.
well, it involves bidding, basically, and the way that they keep it dynamic, even though the gameplay itself is very simple, how you win is very simple, you have to bid on things and win those things. What if we did something like that, and that was how combat worked? That
So
might
it's
be
just kind of like how much you're committing to the combat. And then
exactly
if you don't commit at all, then you're dodging, or if you
right.
commit
And,
too
and
much.
like, do you get a dodge, an attack, and a flourish, or do you just get like a dodge and a flourish or something like that?
Yeah,
Or would you be
maybe.
thinking about putting different quirks on different characters that you've put into your team? Would, like, if you're doing dice rolls, would you be like,
Oh,
you get
sure.
one,
So-
you get
so what
one
we-
reroll if you're so and so, things like
Yeah,
that?
we initially looked at it as a deck building game.
Right.
That you're not really deck building, you're more of it's more of a card to board game, very much like they had in the season 2 episode 2 thing where they have their cards of power ability cards,
Right.
and it's about using your cards effectively with positioning in a tournament style thing, and then having synergistic moves with your teammates depending on if you're doing this in the 4v4 brackets, the 2v2s, or the 1v1s.
Right.
But we're in the skeleton alpha phase where there's no meat on these bones right now. It was a thing. Here's some funny things we can tell you. We made immediately the characters Jean, Pyrrha, Ruby,
Weiss.
and Weiss. Yeah. And it was funny because we had this little rock, paper, scissors, they all countered each other kind of way. And then we introduced Jean, and he was so overpowered, he beat everyone. Like, we made a mistake in the balancing thing, and we're like, all right, Jean, he can't suck. So let's make him accidentally way too good.
Yeah.
And
You didn't make Neo. I'm disappointed.
No, we
That
had to
was-
start with our main characters because they're easier to
The
develop.
plan
Yeah, I
was
know,
that
I know.
Roman and Neo would be an expansion pack in and of themselves, and there would only be the two of them instead of a 4-person team. But because it's Roman and Neo, it'd be special, or they'd be like on the same team. Like,
Sure.
they don't go
Like, you can't have Roman without getting a
Neo.
Neo. And
and Neo's like the super OP side, like minor character that is actually way better than Roman.
Roman held off Sun's attacks though for
Plus
like
5
5
evasion
seconds.
on Neo.
yeah.
Right, exactly.
And
She's so
whatever
small.
the heck is Neo's semblance, like
Yeah.
limitations and all that. That was one of the other reasons why we kind of held off on it was we
Don't know enough
were
about her.
we were worried about making characters that we don't know enough about, like Jean.
And in
Like-
that sense, maybe the whole risk type game that they had going in the episode would be easier for that reason.
But then it's basically Risk, like,
Yeah.
with power.
I mean,
cards and stuff.
I would be down for Risk Ruby Edition, but that's
Yeah,
just
but then
me.
we get sued by Hasbro, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Well, that's why you change it slightly so it's not actually Risk.
we
'Cause-
call it
Because the dice system for Risk sucks anyways. Like
Danger.
Yeah, I'm like trying to think of like
semblance of safety.
semblances. God, oh man. Okay, well those are a couple of the crazy ideas that we have that might never happen fully, but we want them to happen. It's just a question of will we devote energy to them as we get more and more time freed up to focus
I think
on YouTube and stuff.
I think Jacob's book is a good start of producing something of your own. Just like taking an idea, compressing it into something, and making that something. You have to start somewhere for that. And I think
Thanks, Josh.
So like the book is your start for that kind of thing of producing your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know that together you might upgrade a little bit. It's like we've done this, and we've done that, and let's step it up a notch and let's do this. And then it's kind of it's a progress. You can't aim for the stars too quick, or clay wings and all that.
Right.
Wax wings.
We are being consistent first and visionaries second.
Right.
Yeah. In terms of the book, I mean, you said Mandalorians. I mean, I'm already there. So.
Well, that's the other cool thing is that Jacob already has. I mean, you've already scheduled out the time to make sure that it's going to get done as soon as possible. It's just a matter of time now.
Right. Yeah.
There's nothing that YouTube is really taking away from your ability to write that right now because of the way you've got your schedule set up.
Do you have an estimated word count on that?
It's gonna be around
like 100,000.
110.
Yeah.
That's about average. 120,000 is the average novel.
Right. It might go up towards 120. I'm wanting to keep it under 400 pages though, because that's like what most people tend to look at.
Right. That's true. But how about, if anything, Jacob, do you want to give them any special insight into the book here that they're not going to get anywhere else?
So I have this crazy idea that I think that I'm going to run with, where there's going to be an end credit scene in my book. So it's not going to be like an epilogue where after it ends, then there's a little bit saying like, okay, it's all wrapped up or whatever.
And you're not sequel baiting.
And I'm not sequel baiting. What it is it's going to be a hidden couple pages in the back of the book from the perspective of one of the characters. I'm not going to say which, but that basically makes you see the whole rest of the book in a very different light.
So what you're doing is that the ending will end officially at page 388.
Right.
And then there's going to be all this extra stuff of credits and talking about acknowledgments
and all that
behind the scenes. And then somewhere sandwiched in there for those of the people that would actually go and, read that stuff, there's a secret ending.
Basically.
But it's from a biased perspective, you're saying, from a character's perspective.
Well, it's from the perspective of the villain.
Of the villain, so it's not a narrator's perspective.
Correct.
It's first person.
It basically shows that everything that has happened has all been according to the villain's grand master plan.
Well, thanks.
Well, yeah. So basically, they win, but they don't.
Oh, well.
Spoilers.
Anyways, I'm not going to go into any more details. I've probably said more than I should.
Well, to an extent, I think there's an aspect to that in a show that we really like, which is Code Geass, where Code Geass has an amazing ending. We're not going to spoil it for those of you that haven't seen it. It has an amazing ending in season 2, but there's a part after the credits and stuff where it shows one of the main characters on a cart. And she's talking
Something
into
else.
the sky. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. But that scene is effectively giving extra speculation and fuel to what that ending actually meant.
Right.
And I think that could be really good.
Right. And I want it to be one of those things where the story is complete and good without it. So if you don't end up finding it, it's all great. If you do find it and you don't like it, you can just sort of ignore it.
Like that's the thing where I think most people will
I
get
think
into
that
debates
if you
about
can
on
make
Reddit.
it a-
It's like you can't ignore it. It's written by the author, so therefore it's
I
Well, yeah.
think that
Canon.
yeah.
a good part of when you it can be said for a lot of storytelling, and that's when if you can close a book
Mhm.
and then and say I finished it and not think about everything, if you can close it and just discard what you have read and just move on, then
that's,
I think
yeah,
there's been a failure, that there's been
Exactly.
a disconnect. And if you can add that last bit that lets you know, that's like, here's something to think about. Think
Right.
about this.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And I think if you can just if you can keep that in their head longer than the
Exactly.
book is in front of them, you've succeeded at something in terms of storytelling.
Right. I'm not going to go into details on this because Caleb's here and he hasn't seen The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Yeah.
But I love that movie. Have any of you guys seen that?
I've seen the Haruhi anime, but
Okay. Gotcha.
That's a no from me.
No, and what about you, Nars?
No, that's a no. It's a huge referral for me, but I haven't actually seen it
Okay.
yet.
Well, there's
Extra context apparently given to the overarching story by this
Exactly.
movie, to where Jacob basically considers this movie to be one of the greatest continuations of a show in
Yes.
that regard that's ever been made.
because
And I'm still like kind of hesitant to watch it because I wasn't the biggest fan of Haruhi.
Right.
So
but like you can enjoy the series without the movie for what it was, and it's great. If you watch the movie and then go rewatch the series, there's this other story that's being told that you didn't even really notice, and it's amazing.
right.
But yeah,
And that
So-
kind of thing I think is cool because for a show like bring up Bakano again,
sure.
there's so many extra layers to it once you go back and see how it's all connected that you instantly want to go back and rewatch it. So if the book accomplishes that, Jacob, where you instantly want to go back and reread the whole book,
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
fantastic. Because
Well,
anyone that rereads a book after they've read it the first time,
Is a hardcore fan.
not only are they a hardcore fan, they're going to tell other people that they should
Right.
read it so that they can hear about them going through the first time without that special bit of
Exactly.
knowledge.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
well, it reminds me of the story in a game called BioShock.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
have you played through BioShock?
Oh no, but I know all about the thing.
Would you kindly?
Well, has anyone else here not played BioShock and not want to get spoiled on it?
I've played that game to death, so you don't need to worry about me.
Nars?
No, I'm good. You can go ahead.
Keep going, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, in BioShock, you're a guy that is in a plane that crashes in the middle of the ocean, and you find an area, and it takes you down to an underwater metropolis called Rapture.
Okay.
And the whole place, it was society that was meant to be kind of communistic but still democratic. It was meant to be the utopia
Right.
of the working man,
Mhm.
and it fell apart due to
Problems.
different things. But there's a man you find there that is going to guide you through it. He's going to guide the newcomer. He's going to help you figure things out.
Okay.
And he's your narrator, and the whole way through the game he is helping you move from point A to point B to point C.
Okay.
And he would be like, would you kindly do this, and would you kindly do that, and he just really gets everything together for you. And then you realize that the term "would you kindly" is mind control.
Yeah.
At the very end of the game. And you realize if you play the game again, then you think every time he does say "would you kindly" a lot. Oh, he says "would you kindly do this, would you kindly do that," and you play the game over again, and you're experiencing a completely different story than you did the first
It's
time.
terrifying.
Simply
after the first
because
time, yeah.
you now know that everything you did was beyond your control. When you
Wow.
thought the first time through it was under your control.
It's basically the meta story where it takes
Okay.
the aspects of a video game and says, oh, your objective is something you're actually being manipulated to do via this
Because
guy's
the video
mind
games
control.
are like, you are the player, you are doing this, you're
Right.
you're the hero, and then all of a sudden you're told, you made you pressed the buttons on the controller, but you know what? That little voice made you press those buttons on the controller, and
Wow.
that just completely undoes what you think of the game. I don't know what Gav thinks if I'm explaining this correctly.
You're explaining it pretty well.
No, it's exactly that. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Dang.
so when you realize that, just and then every time afterwards you hear, would you kindly do this? And would you kindly, when you hear that just, it changes the game the next time you play it. You are playing a completely separate game.
Yeah, that's what we had experienced when Jacob and I played Knights of the Old Republic for the first time.
Yes.
Oh, and then you get the final reveal and then you play it again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But not only that, when we played the second one as well,
yes,
the whole aspect of the game, you end up finding out that it uses a meta reason, which is really funny, actually, if you think about it. But it basically is like,
great.
Didn't you notice that as you killed people, you got stronger? You got XP, so you got stronger.
And they basically say, like, that was their life force. You were sucking it away from them.
Like, basically, you find out that you were actually kind
The
of
main
a
villain.
of the main villain of the whole story.
Yeah.
Even though there are a bunch of villains in KOTOR 2, when you play it with the full game and everything like that, there's some really cool twists like that. But then, yeah, the Knights of the Old Republic 1 twist, I don't think everyone here has probably played that, because it's now considered an old game. But
Very old.
has everyone here at least heard of Knights of the Old Republic?
I've
No,
played
man.
about halfway through, but I know literally everything about the game.
Oh, okay. And Nars, you haven't played it?
No, I haven't played it at all.
Oh, okay. It's a Star Wars game.
It predates Mass Effect.
Yeah, it basically was the inspiration for Mass Effect.
Yeah, it's BioWare, right? It's the same company, I believe.
It's BioWare, and it uses the same kind of dialogue, good, evil kind of choices, but it's in a Star Wars context, so it's even better to some extent. But it is a pretty dated game. But if you don't want to like really commit that much to playing it, you can actually even get it on a mobile device now. Like,
Yeah.
like it's kind of awesome. You can pay a few bucks and then you get it on like a tablet or something, and it's touch-based control. Very kind of turn-based RPG type setting, but for a video game.
Right. It's 3.5
It is.
edition of D&D.
Yeah,
It is.
exactly.
It is that. It's everything in the game is all dice rolls. It's all D20 dice rolls. That's the entire.
all happening in the
mechanics.
background as you do the game and stuff. But it's probably the greatest Star Wars story out there right now that's not canonical. Like,
Sure.
like, or at least for
a
the
lot of
video
things-
games.
A
At
lot of
least for
things
video.
stopped becoming canonical once Disney took over. So
Well, yeah, I mean, EU was never really canonical, but it was like there were certain EU things that were more generally accepted, like the Thrawn trilogy and stuff.
Or the Bane
Well,
trilogy.
or
The best
one of the things
trilogy.
I like, or one of the things, I might be the only one that liked it, but the Secret Apprentice, Galen Malik.
I loved Force Unleashed one.
Absolutely.
The first Force Unleashed. I like the Republic. I mean the Rebels.
Rebellion.
The Rebellion was actually a seed of Darth Vader himself,
Right,
which
yeah.
is just a really cool thing to think about. But no, it's not canon anymore. Disney says so.
Yeah, and that was actually one of the few things that came really close to becoming canon.
Because it was at first.
It was canon at the time.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first one was canon at the time, but yeah, it got reneged from it. There was another one actually that came really close to becoming canon, and that was the Tarkin book that was made by the same guy who wrote the Plagueis book.
Oh, yeah?
And the reason why is because during Tarkin's writing point, the Disney takeover happened, and it was one of those projects that was basically caught in limbo when Disney was about to
Gotcha.
take over Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars is awesome. We'll talk about that for
Long time.
Last
Yeah.
Jedi is coming out soon.
Yep.
Going back to a much earlier point with the whole thing of like the sort of post-credit scene.
Oh, yeah.
And then now he literally just mentioned it as my favorite books of all time, the Thrawn trilogy. I love a villain that you have insights into. I mean, most of those three. I mean, about half of those 3 books weren't about the protagonists. It was mostly about Thrawn.
Yeah, he's the main character.
He really is. He really is. So
And
I thought.
Continue.
Yeah, sorry. If you had like that extra insight into the villain, even if it's just at the end, and just to make you think more about that, then yeah, like I'm all for that.
Right, because I'm trying to make it be something where you can go back through the book a second time and see it as if the villain is actually the main character.
Right.
That's just what I was about to bring up. I said a good villain feels like a main character.
Exactly.
Right.
Is what I was going to say.
Yep.
And one that you know, like, I can't really bring it up because you guys aren't there yet. But
yeah, good. Don't talk.
Don't even say what show.
Yeah, don't say what show it is because we're smart. We'll figure it out. Like,
but
once that character gets like introduced or something, like, this is who he was talking about.
It's an already introduced character. But my point was
that already gives us a lot of hints. Like, let's just show to him how smart we are. You're talking about Ninja Turtle guy. From My Hero Academia.
No.
Oh, he's not? No.
Who do you think I'm talking about?
Well,
we just
Hunter x Hunter. There's a character in there that's very much Sasuke.
Never watched Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm watching it with you guys.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, same man.
Wow.
So then
we're not the only people that haven't watched Hunter x Hunter.
We were really surprised at how fast that video just got flooded with comments and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess it's also people that are excited because apparently Hunter x Hunter is airing new episodes right now.
Oh.
So it's a good time to watch Hunter x Hunter. We totally didn't plan that. Wink, wink, you know?
So you're saying that there is a show on your list that does the whole main character as a villain type deal, get that feel, the feel that, a good villain is someone that feels like a main character.
Oh, right. Oh, Makishima. Yeah.
Oh, duh. Everyone was, saying that, he's such an amazing character and stuff. Yeah.
Who?
Makishima from Psycho-Pass.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
That's not it, but whatever.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I know there's a...
See, what it really is it's Aqua from Konosuba. Aqua is secretly the villain of everything.
No, it's the little girl.
The little girl. Oni-chan! Oh my gosh. Konosuba.
Kazuma's the villain. Come on, what show are you watching? Kazuma's the villain.
Kazuma's the villain?
Kazu Trash.
Kazu Trash, yes. Eris pads her chest. Oh, God, I love that show.
I am so excited to see the OVA, the second OVA.
Yeah, we we will be watching the OVAs.
Right.
Or at least we'll be watching the second season OVA.
Yeah.
So...
Yes.
And I haven't
seen
that
that whole villain main character thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not really a villain. You can tell that it's not a spoiler at all. But I was in the poll. I was one of the 3 people at the back chanting, Tanya. It was just
right. The protagonist with questionable morality.
Questionable.
I think it goes beyond question.
I think it's not questionable.
Okay.
He literally is like Lolly Hitler as far as
with Lolly Magical Hitler, right?
The funny thing, the person who did the character designs for Tanya is a Ruby fan.
That
they
totally
started
makes
off
sense.
as a Ruby fan artist. And so the design of Tanya is directly from a Ruby fan artist.
So he basically just wanted to take Ruby as a main character and then just make her evil.
It was just the artist. I don't think it's the actual creator.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Of the show, but the person who designed Tanya,
gotcha,
was a massive Ruby fan.
Huh?
No, I can see that.
I'll see if I can find some of his stuff and post it in the VIP.
But Nars, Gav, did you ever see the little meme I made of Caleb?
Which one?
See it?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Which one? The one where?
No, we can't show it to you.
We can't show it to you.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, it was in one of the spoiler channels.
I made a little meme of you.
Oh,
So
Wait,
no.
I saw that one. Was it in the My Hero one, or was it?
it was in the My Hero one. I
Yeah.
did a little comparison of how much Caleb looks like a specific character and did a side by side.
Yes, yes. You guys are not there yet, but at some point,
It's not a spoiler, so don't worry.
Oh, it's the Class B copy quirk kid.
No.
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 I mean, but no, not quite.
We can. It's such a small thing. We can tell him. I can show it to him.
Wait,
We can wait.
Hold on. So, is this just a thing where you show my face in a way with the character's face right
It's
next
just
to
the
each other?
character's face in your face.
But is the
side by
character
side.
a person that we've been introduced to?
Yes.
Is this character's picture that's used in this footage from something we haven't seen yet?
Yes.
Oh, so that's
It's
where.
so that-
it's just them sitting down. It's not really much of a spoiler.
It's
No.
not a spoiler.
About how many episodes out are
No,
we from this?
don't do it then. Don't do it then.
Yeah, I
'Cause
wouldn't.
The fact that you guys aren't completely sure about
Yes,
it
that's right.
No,
means
That's true.
that
I don't
it's
think.
not a good idea.
Mhm.
Because I'm guessing what it is it's that it's a character that we know, and it's a
like
character
a
that
face they make during a fight or something.
well, not
like
only
that.
that, it could be a face they made during a fight, but it could also be like some kind of different look on them.
Sure.
So
like if it was Todoroki, it could be like him being like half ice, half
or like
fire at the same time.
all white hair, for instance.
Sure,
and,
yeah.
You know, his hair or something.
Right.
So even
like
comedic relief you don't want to know about.
Well, it depends.
It's
'cause
not that far out, so
Yeah, you're close to
We'll
it.
get to it eventually.
We'll get there
and then-
eventually.
And then you guys
And then you
can
can
show
It's
us.
it's like episode like 15 or 16. So
That's
You'll
a
get
long
there.
ways away. We're on episode 9 this Friday for early access. So
have you guys watched it yet, or are you still?
No, we haven't
No,
watched
alright.
it yet.
Nope. Yeah, so we're 2 months out.
Yeah, so we're 2 months away from this part that you're talking about. Well, I think it's actually more like 6 weeks.
Make a
now. You said
How
episode
about
16 or 15?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it's so funny. You look just like him, and you're even wearing clothes you would wear, and it was great.
I'm so confused, and it's
All right, let's stop here before we get a little
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Well, when the time comes, you'll appreciate it. I've got it saved.
Wait. I'll make a bunch of facial expressions, and you tell me which
It's
one
not
is.
your facial expression. It's
No,
just
because
you. It's you
certain
being
characters
you.
have a
No,
certain facial
Yeah,
expression.
do the facial expression. No.
Okay.
Almost.
Wait.
So yeah,
Deku.
He figured it out.
more kind of a
I
more
gotta
more
squint
kind
and then
of to your core.
Deku.
Basically,
It's a Bakugo thing. I'm guessing because
Bakugo cosplay.
he
One
said
Piece.
red, and I was like, oh, that means it's either Uraraka or Bakugo.
Anyways.
Yeah.
You,
Okay.
I'll save it. You'll see it. You'll see it
Okay.
and you'll appreciate it.
Eventually.
Gotcha.
Because as your hair grows out, it won't work anymore. So
I'm actually gonna cut my hair pretty soon. So
you're gonna cut it.
yeah, just a little bit. This is getting a bit long for me.
It's almost taking him into the realm of like K-pop territory.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, I haven't had hair that long since I was like 15. Oh my god, that would be disgusting. I mean, nothing against the K-pop singers and stuff, but
So,
on me, I could not manage that
Nope.
that hair. That would be
Speaking
Bad,
you
of My Hero Academia, Jacob and us, we and Jacob, however you want to pronounce it, we had a little text talk about how episode 10 is going to be a challenge for you guys with your editing style.
yeah. Well, so we already know basically how the next 2 episodes are going to go. We're going to
It's
get
gonna
a
be-
huge episode on Uraraka versus Bakugo.
And then a huge
A
episode.
huge episode on Todoroki
Deku
versus Deku.
Yeah.
And Jacob and I have gotten so much better than we used to be But even nowadays, we will have moments where we have to leave things out. Like we got so much crap for leaving out Drogon.
And How to Train Your Dragon and
Jon Snow having the How to Train Your Dragon moment
in the most recent
Game of
episodes.
Thrones. And like, yeah, that's gonna happen, unfortunately.
Right.
But
Well, I think the main point to be made is that you left out a cameo or a joke, but the point that I'm trying to make is that episode 10 is chock full of necessity.
We get it.
Gotcha.
We get it.
I know. I feel like yes, there's a lot of action. There's quite a bit of necessity. There are quite a few. I think you'd be able to do it quite easily.
I think we will spend a lot of time on it, and we won't just make the edits casually. We'll think a little bit more about them than we would for an episode of Konosuba, for instance.
Yeah, maybe for those episodes we'll edit them together or something. That's what we do for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, I think with My Hero Academia, it's going to be difficult pretty much every episode.
It has been. It has been pretty
there's
difficult.
There's a lot of stuff in each episode.
That's because Horikoshi is a great storyteller, and he doesn't like wasting much of your time. He as a story.
Yeah.
My Hero Academia doesn't really waste your time very often.
I love it
to
when
an
stories can do that.
To an extent, though, I have noticed that in this season in particular, time is moving slower in terms of what is actually happening. So it is actually easier for me to edit these episodes because I'm the one editing My Hero Academia. Than it was for me to edit like Plus Ultra from season 1, or say even one of the first 2 or 3 episodes from season 1. Yeah, because
the first 3 episodes.
Well, because if you think about it, when you go back to our first or second episode, we completely cut out Bakugo. We're like, this guy's a dumb bully character.
Yeah,
we didn't cut out like think he was going to be a main character.
We cut out like 95% of his character.
He was just the bully to you the whole time.
Yeah. Yep. So we focused on what we thought was important, All Might and Deku.
Yeah.
So it did that. But when I was looking at it as a completed down edited structure, I'm like, I can see that this isn't perfect. Like this has a lot of things that I would like to have in it, but it's not as easy to keep in. But we have a little bit of leeway with My Hero Academia, so we haven't really gotten anything really negative from any of the fair use people, being like, hey, you're the reason why, guys. Like give you some BTS here, behind the scenes stuff. We do not monetize any of our YouTube videos. We are apparently one of few YouTubers that react to channels but don't monetize videos and stuff. And I get that Patreon is a way for us to make money through this and stuff, but I get a really weird vibe by the people that do monetize reaction videos and stuff, because it's like you're playing with fire also, because your videos and channel could get taken down, but also it's just like you're doing it for like $5 to $10 maybe on a video.
Well, I recently unsubbed to DB Geek because he's putting full episodes on his Patreon, and I'm not okay with that.
Is he doing the full episodes in like a Google Drive?
I don't know about that, but he basically has a little disclaimer at the top of his videos that say unedited reactions on Patreon, and I wasn't okay with that.
Gotcha.
Okay,
well, are they the full episode, or are they the full reaction without the episode?
Right, we've seen
it's because he cuts down the episode like you guys do. He cuts down to the important bits, but he says it's an uncut reaction is what he calls it, and he has a nice big banner at the top of the screen.
It's a thing where it's dangerous for him, but it's not only that, it's tricky because it opens the whole conversation about, is this exploitation? Right. Is there a varying magnitude to where it is okay to sort of exploit? And I think that's a good conversation to have. And Jacob and I are just going to kind of stick to our guns in this and be like, hey, we're going to do it like the big boys are doing it. We're going to try and cut it down as
Right.
close to 10 minutes as we can. And then we're going to make it a transformative work by having more discussion
Then the actual
reaction.
Yeah.
And we've never
Yeah, because-
gotten a strike on
I
any
mean,
of those
Blindwave.
of that.
Blindwave is doing full reactions as well now, but they're doing it where there's no video at all.
Mhm.
Like
You have to bring
sync
your
it up.
own video.
So it means you have to have the product to be
Mhm.
able to watch the full
which
reaction.
I think is fine.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
I think that's
because
cool.
they're not-
We're just probably not
they're not
going to
ripping
do
off.
that because we don't need to, really.
It's exactly like I was one of the people who said like it might have been on one of the videos where it's just like, do you guys want to see full reactions? It's just like for you guys, no, because I think
Yeah.
everyone
Do you guys
would
know
agree.
Do you guys know what Rift TV is?
Yeah,
Okay, we got offered a partnership with them.
I can't get that because it's not UK. So
Yeah. Well, we looked at it and we're like, oh, this is interesting, but it's those kinds of things where you end up driving potential viewers and stuff away from actually your YouTube channel and stuff.
Right.
And while we could do it on YouTube where it's just a blank video of us with a little timer thing at the top,
Yeah.
that would be cool. But maybe like way in the future or like never at all. Like, hey, Nars, you've been quiet for a bit. What is your thoughts on this whole subject of full reactions and stuff?
Just kind of like with how Blindwave is doing it, where they do have the full reaction, but they do get the actual original product, so you can view it with them at the same time.
Gotcha.
That I sort of don't mind. But I'm actually fine with the format you guys have going on right now because obviously I understand, copyright strikes and everything like that could definitely affect your channel. And one doesn't necessarily have to see the entire full content because I mean,
Sure.
normally when you watch a reactions, like most times you have already seen the content and you're trying to see the other perspective.
Yes.
On it. It's not something that
Yes.
you normally watch like from the beginning. So it's not, how can I put it? It's not something that I would say like I would see negatively, but it's also, like I said, I'm fine with the format how it is right now compared to having like a whole full-length reaction where you have to go to a different website just to do just to do it.
Yeah, that was something that I'm pretty close to the Flaming Shark.
He's awesome.
He's a really cool guy. And I told him, I was like, why do you do it this way with just uploading the full videos and being like, come at me, bro, to the copyright people? He's like, dude, I am really good at fighting those people. So they either get tired and leave or,
he wins.
every once in a while, he has to re-upload his channel, but he's so used to it apparently that he has like multiple channels and stuff. But he doesn't have a Patreon, for instance. He doesn't
monetize.
He doesn't monetize his videos either. So I'm like, he's just doing this because he loves it so much.
Right.
So I full shout out to the guy. He's awesome. And not only that, like he's like a total goober too. Like you get talking to him about like his favorite shows and stuff, and he'll just go off chatting about them for
in his words, he's a bit of a potato.
He is a bit of a potato. It's true.
In his words.
In his words, it's true. I almost think there was a point in the middle of our YouTube videos that we've uploaded at this point where I used some of his words. I'm like, yeah, that was a pretty potato scene or something like that. And I just kind of like caught myself. I'm like, wow, I'm using some of his verbiage or something. But yeah, that was actually one of the things we were thinking of doing is it's a lot more plausible to do as well. Are there certain things you would like to see us or certain people you would like to see us collaborate with?
Well, just as a quick thing before we leave the last topic, I did look into it and just as I don't want this to be like a rip on so and so type deal, but I just want like as like a communicate to you.
Sure.
He is doing the full video with his reaction. He's basically putting Google Drive links behind a paywall.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 And
yeah, I'm not cool with that.
and there are actually even tiers. If you pay more, you get to see Dragon Ball Super instead of his other stuff. So
Gotcha.
I'm
Yeah.
just stick
Yeah,
to your
there's-
standards.
Stick to your standards. Thank you.
Right.
I respect that you have your own standards as well, because they'll probably differ from ours slightly, but we're going to stick with what we believe to be right here and
Exactly.
not
Well, because-
waver on that.
Because the big thing to realize is that feedback is not in order.
Yes.
Yes. Very well said.
Well said. Yeah.
So there are certain things that personally say with a lot of people this isn't just
Sure.
a centralized thing, but early access to whatnot. I couldn't really care about that.
Right.
That's not a thing to me because I'm still waiting a week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that's your prerogative, and just because I don't really care, I'm still supporting you at the full,
Yeah, that's
the
cool,
full thing.
man.
Yeah.
So really, when it comes down to thinking about what you're doing, what you can do to fix certain things, and the whole amount of footage deal, I think just spend some when the time comes, and a good episode comes out, and you don't really have the time to put everything you wanted to put in. Stop in the Boku no Hero channel and just say, "Hey, we just watched this episode. It was hard to edit. What did you guys think?" And that could be a good way to get your thoughts on things that we maybe couldn't have completely seen within your reaction because of how much you had to edit. Just spend a little time in a text stream and just say, "Hey, we watched this. We saw this. We liked this. We couldn't put the whole episode in. What did you guys think?"
Well, yeah, we'll probably try to do that in the comments of the YouTube video so that we can get the most people.
Yeah.
And also because we now have a slew of moderators, they're doing a very good job of making sure that
spoilers are gone.
Yeah. Because we had a little bit of a scare where someone messaged me and they're like, "Don't go to the My Hero Academia video." I'm like, okay. And he's like, no, I'm serious. Like, don't go to it. And I'm like, we won't. And I was like, "Jacob, don't go to it." And he's like, "Okay." For a whole day, they had to basically clean up spoilers. It was,
wow.
Yep, I was there as well.
I don't remember if it was episode 6 or episode 7 of.
It was
season
6.
2. 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it really that bad?
Really bad.
It was terrible. It was. I was one of the people fishing through it.
That's true. Yeah, you were. So we'll probably do that in the YouTube comments. And one of the things that we'll do on something like, say, Deku versus Todoroki, if we have parts that we have to cut out that maybe are like, say Todoroki does this really cool move, but we want to have in the story beats, like for some part of it, we'll cut out probably the cool animation for the story parts.
Right.
Prioritizing, story.
But then, of course, there's also prioritizing like what our reactions are.
What our reaction is, exactly. And it'll be like, hey, there's a part where Todoroki does this ice corkscrew
fire missile
attack or something, and it's so cool, but we couldn't put it in the reaction because we had to prioritize a specific amount of stuff. What was your favorite, move that they did, or something like that? So yeah, we'll definitely keep conversation going in episodes like that where there's just monumental stuff happening. I kind of liken it back to the USJ episodes in season 1. There were a lot of big important things happening in there that were kind of not only epic moments like in and of themselves, but also foreshadowing bigger stuff down the road. And we wanted to keep that conversation going, and we did, without going too much into the worry of just being spoiled.
Sure.
No, it could also just kind of work together. You can also get a pretty like say like season 2 ends, you can do a live stream if you want to, like you did for the end of Ruby, and you can get a lot of that conversation done there as well.
Right.
You
We
get
did
a lot of
that-
that conversation.
Absolutely. We did that actually for season 2 of Attack on Titan, and it was one of the most successful streams we've ever done because Jacob managed the comments.
Right, to keep out spoilers because there were a lot.
So I didn't look at any of the comments, and we would have questions and things like that, and it worked very well. But now we can do this to where we'll keep the comments on a slow or like standby, like 30-second delay mode, so no one can spam, and then we'll give the moderators all privileges to be able to delete whatever they want. And then, we'll just gab about My Hero Academia and where it's at and what the hiatus will be like for hours. I mean, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
I could see this show being moved into one of our like top 10s
Yeah.
if they keep this up, into
Right.
season 2.
Yeah, because it's the real test is whether they can stand the long haul. Since
right, because it is a shonen.
It is a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was actually right around this time that our first shonen that we watched started to lag a little bit. Well,
I think
it
it
was
was-
actually
it
much
was-
later.
yeah, it was
episode
later.
40 or something.
Yeah.
It's already hit top 3 for me.
It's already hit top 3 for you.
Same here.
And that's behind Code Geass and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. So those are some
Wow. Those are
Oh,
some
I-
okay.
pretty big
tier
names.
anime.
This is actually a good point. What are some shows that you guys absolutely love that you think we would enjoy?
Yeah,
Fate Zero.
we've seen it.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Seen it. Love it.
Yep.
I
Fate Zero
think
is
Bro
God.
Skandar is what we
Mhm.
call Iskandar.
Yep.
Fate Zero is godly.
What was the one you were going to say, Gav?
I think personally, the reason why I wanted to vote for Tanya is, yes, it's not the greatest show.
Uh-huh.
I fully admit that, but I feel like the aesthetic and the way the story works, I feel like it would appeal to you guys quite well.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we get that vibe as well. That's why we put it on the poll.
Yeah.
Kill a Kill.
Kill a Kill. Interesting. I am not excited about watching Kill a Kill.
It's by the makers of Gurren Lagann.
Well, but the thing is,
It looks stupid to me.
he doesn't like fan service.
Well, not only do I not like fan service, but I need to know like.
You're watching Konosuba.
Well,
I know.
I was
know.
so
That's
surprised.
That's
that
why
he
it's
liked
not
that.
about fan service. It's about the show itself. I don't see the pull. So what's the pull for a show like Kill a Kill? Like that's something I just need to, find out. So.
There's a holy shit moment, and that's enough for me.
Cool.
Okay.
The story reaches a point where you go, holy shit, and that is
All right.
that is a good enough
Hey,
reason for
that's
me.
great.
at
Yeah,
some
that's,
points.
that's how I would recommend Ruby to someone too. So there you go.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that's exactly the same with Tanya as well. It's
Okay,
exactly
cool.
the same.
Hey,
Cool.
Nars, what's a show that we haven't seen that you would like us to watch?
I think he's gone.
I think his mic is muted, so I think
Okay.
he might be.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll let everyone know. Hey, if you're on Patreon or Discord or wherever you're rewatching this on the recording, let us know what would be something that you'd like to see us
Right.
watch that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So far, Josh has mentioned Kill a Kill, and Gav has mentioned
Tanya.
Tanya, Saga of Evil.
Oh, and with Josh bringing up Studio Trigger again, this is a very short form.
Oh.
I'm wondering if you've seen it, but Space Patrol Lunico.
Yes.
If if you haven't already seen it,
I've heard of it.
it's very
is
short
amazing.
and it's a very small show. I feel like it would be.
Isn't that one of those things where we could probably like do the whole thing in like one episode, basically?
Maybe
Most
two.
likely.
Yeah,
I'd say
maybe
two.
two.
I'd say
There's
two.
the episodes are 6 minutes long, 3 of them per season, and there's 4 seasons.
There's
So is
12
it like
episodes.
Fooly Cooley short?
No, it's like did
It's
you
like
ever
a mini series.
did you ever
basically.
watch The Master of Killing Time, Tonari no
No.
Sekiken? It's basically like that length.
Also, Since I mentioned Kill la Kill, I'd like to make one last point to Caleb.
Yeah.
The show is completely 100% self-aware of how ridiculous its etchiness is. It does not take it seriously.
Self-aware.
Gotcha.
It is self-aware of how blatantly sexy it is.
Oh, I'm not talking. Yeah, that's not a turnoff for me necessarily.
Well, you see, you like fan service, and I'm like,
that is true. That is true. But I just want to make a point that I like Konosuba. I don't like shows that are stupid with no point to being stupid. I'm saying Gurren Lagann is stupid. Like, think about it this way: Gurren Lagann is a stupid show, but it's amazing.
It's stupidly awesome.
It's stupidly awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you go in and you watch Gurren Lagann's like first, like all the way up until that horrible thing happens in the beginning. Just in case for those that haven't seen it. Gurren Lagann is pretty ridiculous. If you're taking Gurren Lagann seriously in the beginning, yeah, you won't finish it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's just good enough that you'll still watch it because it's fun, you know? But I need something that has some depth too.
Oh, so Kill la Kill will not disappoint you.
There you go. If you just say it has depth, then I'm like, yep, I'm good.
Yeah,
that's like watching. Yeah, that's like watching Gravity Falls. You know.
Like, yeah. Have you seen Kill la Kill?
No. Oh,
yeah.
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh.
It's unavailable in my country on Crunchyroll. So
gosh, that sucks. Isn't it on Netflix?
Probably.
Well, the thing is, Jacob, Netflix has different things based on what country you're in.
Oh, that's right. Okay, curious, Josh. So there's a particular thing that I've heard about Kill la Kill that happens that is a bit extreme, that involves, that is along the lines of fan service. Now, I think you know what I'm talking about.
You're talking about the RAPE.
Yeah, whatever it is that
but
is.
Like what?
Yeah,
someone gets raped in it.
Well, the mother. So, like that whole thing. How
it is to establish depth to a character in terms of their past, and it is not handled poorly and in a fan servicey manner.
Well, okay. Well, like here's an example. Like,
keep in mind that the show did run on television, so you can't think it's that bad.
Well, that's true.
No, exactly.
So did Sword Art Online, and we all know how that went down.
Yeah.
Well, if you've seen the scene I'm talking about.
Well, basically, like, you can think about the Mikasa backstory scene from Attack on Titan. That part is pretty dark, but that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I thought that was very tastefully done. Like,
well, the point is, it's dark.
Tastefully.
Yeah, I know. I was like, wow, that word choice, Jacob. But I think it's fine. My thing is that I don't want to watch a show that I'm intentionally having to cut out a lot of things unless the show is really good, i.e. Game of Thrones. So basically, Game of Thrones being Game of Butts, I have to be, editing out all the nudity from our reactions for YouTube purposes. So
yeah.
If I'm going to watch an anime where it's like really, long running, because I'm pretty sure Kill la Kill is not a short anime.
It's a standard 25-ep season.
Oh, that's it?
That's it. Yeah. Start
was
to
I
finish.
wrong? I thought that the manga then was like going a long time then.
There's no manga for Kill la Kill.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Because
Yeah.
it's studio triggered. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Right.
Huh.
And like Gurren Lagann, it's an original. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, I will say that it has its dark scene. It's also proof that it's not fan servicey nonsense.
It's on our list. It's on our
list.
list.
Is it really?
Kill la Kill is on our list. We have a very large, comprehensive. In fact, maybe we should just send it to them for now. Like, let me see. Where do we have this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
Before
in
you
order.
ask, Keijo is not on there.
I'm not expecting it to ever be on there.
Yeah, that's one that I remember.
You should watch that show with Etika. That makes it so much better. If you know who Etika is.
I don't think so.
I do. But yeah, with Josh bringing up the whole You thinking that Caleb doesn't like anything with fan service in? I mean, Code Geass was on the top 10
Code
list,
Geass
so-
is
Yeah, that's
pretty
true.
fan servicey.
Yeah.
I think the first season even had blatant nudity in it. So
Oh yeah,
Yep,
it did.
yep,
It did.
Yep.
It did.
Mm-hmm. I even, yeah, it's one of those ones where you're like, la, la, la. Hi, oh, nice boobs.
Yeah. I think
But yeah, with you talking about the whole like the roasting anime thing, because it just popped into my head. Have you guys seen Akame ga Kill?
Okay, so you guessed it.
Yeah.
That was the one.
that was the one.
That was the one that someone recommended that we watch, and
It's-
we're like, yeah, for sure. We were watching the first episode, and we were laughing hysterically at how bad it was.
It's I'll admit it's a guilty pleasure of mine, that show. It's,
And granted, for that, we watched it in the dub, which made
Oh,
it even
God.
worse because we.
Yeah, the dub made it way worse.
Yeah.
So it was not only just bad in terms of how stupid and how bland potato the main character was,
And how they tried to make everything so dark and
and
edgy.
edgy.
And it just ended up like. We could not take it seriously. Like it was comical to us.
Oh,
It's
it
just
was.
the
it was
deep
super
dark music,
comical.
the body, and then a giant pair of scissors.
I was gonna bring up the scissors. I was gonna bring up the scissors.
I don't know if we even got that far, but just like and like how like they kill someone and then their blood like goes literally everywhere within like 10 feet of them.
Yeah.
It's like
So this is actually not all of the things. We have some other ones that are written down on paper,
oh yeah.
but these are some of the bigger ones that have been recommended a lot. And then we have some other ones where we have like, you know, been recommended to watch them, but
Right.
you know, they're probably only been recommended once.
Right, like Shinsekai Yori or
Yeah, so here's a decently large list. I just put it into the chat here.
Yojo Senki's on there.
Oh yeah, Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Yep. Yep, there's all.
of course. Like
Heaven's Feel when that comes around. Oh, I don't know about that.
Have you seen it or?
Heaven's Feel, I know the plot to Fate Heaven's Feel, and
It's dark.
you know
Oh.
it's beyond dark.
Yeah.
oh really?
Yeah.
Ghost in the
It- it-
Shell,
it's-
is that
it's-
Oh sorry, you're first, Josh.
I would. Can I swear?
Yeah, go for it.
It's straight fucked up.
Yeah.
That's what I would say
No,
about
that's
Heaven's Feel.
that's
Okay.
totally fine. One of the things that Jacob and I will have on this list is things that we potentially don't know enough about.
Yeah.
So we're kind of more interested to watch it. But if there's something that it kind of we feel violated in some way by watching it, yeah, we'll probably
Like,
remove it from the list. It's
You
kind of
nodded
like
you knew what I was. You nodded like you knew what I was talking about, dude.
well, so the thing is that someone warned me already. So
oh really?
yeah.
So okay, here's my only question. So have you guys seen the Unlimited Blade Works abridged by Blazing Azure
Oh.
Pro?
It's awesome.
Okay, yeah.
It's
no,
fantastic.
no,
So
it's
when
so good.
so when Rin's like her what was it? Between her screwed up family, her rapist brother, I'm the only friend, or this, you're the only friend she has. Was that being literal? Like
That
not
was
joking?
being absolutely literal.
Absolutely literal, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Well, Shinji always any character named Shinji has to be a problem. So.
You know, when I'd actually at some point during this call, I had already thought of that because you said D20, and that made me think of the joke with Lancer, how
Yep.
he missed because of a critical roll on a metaphysical D20.
Yep.
Yeah.
It literally rewrites causality.
Well, the Fate series likes to establish rules and then break them. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
Like-
two quick things about the list.
Sure.
One, you've got Yojo Senki and Saga of Tanya the Evil on the list. They're the same thing.
Oh.
One's just the Japanese name.
Oh, ha ha.
it's the same show.
That's funny.
And second, there's Ghost in the Shell on there. Is that the movie or the anime or What is it? Standalone complex or?
It'd be the show starting with Standalone Complex.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, not the movie.
Yeah, we've already seen the movie.
I mean, masterclass, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
You also have Apocrypha on there. Oh.
It's just because we're fans of the Fate series.
Right.
too,
We were
so-
just wondering if it's something that's worth watching, but
It's not.
It's not.
Fate Apocrypha is a complete butchery of the source material. It's a series of 5 light novels. And you might be
You sound in pain.
you might
Yeah.
be Fate is my number 1 series. So
that's right. Because you, what was it? You mentioned the different Saber when we had our little discussion about
Saber's daughter. Yeah,
yes.
she's an Apocrypha.
Yeah.
But basically, if I tell you who is producing Fate Apocrypha, you will not be surprised at how they screwed it up.
Who is it?
It's A1 Pictures.
Big A1 Pictures.
Yep.
I was gonna say, I'm like, it's probably A1 Pictures then. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's another reason why you should check out Gigic's channel. He has a video where it's what
Yes.
if anime studios were people, and they all come together
In a boardroom
In a
to
boardroom.
talk about what's the next best
Right.
anime
that
we
they should make.
make.
And of course, it's headed up by Madhouse, but there are, A1 Pictures is there.
Oh, everyone's
UFO
there.
Table is there.
Everyone's there. The best part is the guy
KOA.
wearing the Miyazaki mask, claiming to be Studio Ghibli.
Is Studio Bones in there? They're doing.
Oh, yeah.
My Hero
Oh, yeah.
Academia.
Oh, yeah.
Bones is one of the
Yep.
top dogs. There.
And like Trigger is like Trigger's in there. He's great. Wit isn't there.
It's just
yeah,
one of the
also,
things that
Gynax is there.
the reason I was pained by how badly they're handling Apocrypha is because if you know the general, like, Gav, do you know anything about Fate?
It's on the list.
You two, you know the concept of summoning heroes from the past, right?
Yeah, or
Well-
potentially the future.
Some of, like, the literal greatest figures that you could summon are an Apocrypha. Like the heroic spirits that you might want to see, and you couldn't see originally, like those really
cool.
prominent figures from the past. Those
Like
really
Achilles or
Well, he doesn't have to tell us, just specific ones. Yeah.
okay.
so.
But the thing is that the story is apparently so bad, it's not worth.
Or
The
that
story's
it's
not
crammed
bad.
down.
So much is being left out.
Well, that's what
actually,
it has been with all the Fate things, though.
Yeah, well, let me give you an idea. It's 5 volumes, right?
Mhm.
They finished the first volume in 3 episodes.
Oh God. Like, okay. Spice and Wolf did the light novel adaptation right. 6 or 7 episodes per book.
Well, Fate Zero was a light novel adaptation, and it was perfect.
It
yeah.
really was great.
It was pretty good.
But just like just thinking about Fate Apocrypha, just really it has those characters that you would have that you could see just being the great heroes that you wanted to see, because the twist of Apocrypha, there's 14,
Right.
so it's just there's so much, and to see them handled poorly it hurts my soul.
Makes sense. Totally.
Okay.
Like I said, like the ones that are just like on the box art, the ones that just everybody knows about. It's like like I told Jacob, Saber's daughter, Mordred, she's there, and Mordred's a big part of King Arthur's legend,
Oh, yeah. Huge part.
and just seeing that, and the contemporary of the box art, is I would say is Siegfried. So it's just seeing those 2 things, just those 2. That's all you need to know. Is
Yeah.
that Mordred and Siegfried are there, and just thinking, using that as like a starting point to imagine what could be brought forth from history,
Yeah.
and to see
Sure.
it handled poorly is just, it hurts.
Well,
All
thank
right.
you for the warning.
Yeah. Thanks for the heads up.
No, I can see Overlord on the list there. Have neither of you watched Overlord?
No.
I'm not sure whether to recommend that one. I
So
feel like
absolutely.
I feel like there were better shows. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
That's one of those things. That's a phrase that Jacob's heard me use a lot. Jacob's like, "Well, what did you think about it?" I'm like, "There are better shows." You know, I'm like trying to be polite. You know,
I feel like
go ahead. It gets pretty tropey, but I feel like it's a good area for discussion in some parts.
I can see a series on the list you would absolutely not like at all.
What's that?
Nanatsu no Taizai. It is the 7 Deadly Sins, Nanatsu no Taizai.
Oh no, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I know someone, not you, Jacob, who thinks I would really like 7 Deadly Sins. So maybe I haven't shown the full gamut of my tastes with regards to comedy. But
it's not about comedy. Nanatsu no Taizai isn't a comedy.
7 Deadly Sins isn't a comedy?
It's not a comedy. It's a battle shonen.
Okay, well then maybe you're right. Maybe there's some things about it that I won't like, but
because you know how you say that My Hero Academia is the revival of shonen.
Mm-hmm.
7 Deadly Sins is everything about the old shonen amped to 10.
Yeah. Okay.
But okay, I've seen like a very little bit of 7 Deadly Sins, and what was it? It was the arm wrestling.
Oh God.
And that was pretty awesome.
A show can be extremely tropey and still have good characters, I think.
It's about execution. Okay. One of the things that Jacob and I will probably talk about at some point in the podcast is concept versus execution. Sure. And we have so many things that we get hyped about based on the concept and completely fall apart in the execution. I think My Hero Academia was one we were worried about because the concept didn't excite us. We're like, oh, another superhero thing. Woohoo. Execution was so good that we didn't care how simple the concept was at the beginning because it kept, unveiling that the concept is even more in depth as it went
it's just,
on and on.
I think it's, I told this to Caleb once. He jumped in the voice chat once when the Discord was just opened.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get to tell Jacob my opinion on what makes My Hero Academia so different, even though it's so similar.
Okay.
And that is, when you look at a show like, I like to use the comparison RWBY.
Okay.
RWBY is a love letter from American anime fans to Japan.
Yeah.
But My Hero Academia is a love letter from a Japanese man who loves American comic books.
Yep.
It is Japan paying homage to America, where RWBY is America paying homage to Japan.
Exactly.
And I think that to bring just to mix Western and Eastern so well, and to just take such cliches and smash them together and just make it work, I think is it's got to be very challenging for the author, because a lot of things that you're not going to know is that at the end of every published manga volume, the author has a nice long talk about things that happen in the volume, how he designed characters, where the real names of heroes, not their hero name,
Gotcha.
Sure.
And he just explains, like, there were so many things I wanted to do, but when you're a new guy and you're told, hey, guess what, you're getting in Jump, you're in a rush to get people hooked.
Yeah.
And he said that there are some moments that I really wish I could have expounded upon in the beginning that I couldn't, because I needed to make sure that Jump wanted me to stay, that Shonen Jump wanted me on the serialization reel. And he says that now that I've secured my place, I've got a second season anime running, he's like, I'm pushing forward, I'm doing what I want to do. And a cool thing to note is that I can actually post one in the VIP chat if I find it, but the covers of manga volumes actually look like the covers of American comic books.
Oh, cool. Like the format and the way they put the characters into kind of different positions on the covers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
talking about the whole love letter thing. Like, yeah, it's hard to do, but when it's done well, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
It's
think
received well. Yeah. If
Like
it's
Airbender is
and-
another love letter.
I was just about to say, I don't think anyone could say that Avatar: The Last Airbender was a bad show. Like, you can't say that because it was. Even if you don't like it, you can't say it was bad because it did
Yeah.
so many things right.
Oh, yeah.
It was absolutely also an example of a love letter from.
Well, there you go.
from
I just
us
posted
over
it in
to,
VIP. That is that's the volume 3 cover.
Oh yeah, I can totally see that.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like an American comic book.
Yeah, the way the yellow trails from behind, also the title of My Hero
Sure.
Academia. That's
Oh,
really
yeah.
awesome. Okay, guys, we've got to wrap this up, but it was awesome talking with all of
It
you.
was.
We're going to have this recorded and posted up on the Patreon for everyone to...
I'm not going to hear my
See
voice
stuff.
again, so don't worry. I don't listen to myself. Make a habit of avoiding it.
Imagine what it's like when you have to do it with a YouTube channel, dude. We have to hear our
Yeah.
own voices
It's weird.
over and over and over and over again. It's hilarious. But yeah, anything you guys would like to see in the next one, like have us kind of talk about or focus on?
Well, I guess since we had a lot of talks just about, concepts and, our general thoughts on different things, but we didn't really have a focus.
Mhm.
It would be nice to have a focused discussion.
Sure.
At some
Okay.
point to just say, hey, who wants to talk about this today? That kind of deal.
Yeah, and we can figure out like what it's going to be in the channel on Discord.
And that's also a good thing for polls as well. I mean, we don't really need polls yet for the number of people we actually have in the VIP channel and stuff.
Right.
But kind of you guys being able to guide the structure of the next one would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I concur with that. Yeah, if we could have, obviously not for the whole thing, but obviously for a part, if we could have like we're talking about this now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And obviously, like if we're talking about a show or a concept or anything, obviously we'll have to go like, look, we're about to be going in depth into something here, so obviously if you're not caught up,
Right.
probably don't want to be here. So,
We're going
but
to
yeah,
talk about how deep Shinji is as a character.
From
Which
I'm a
Shinji?
goddamn robot.
Yeah.
The philosophy of NGE, a dissertation. Oh my gosh. Okay, Nars, you there? Potentially, maybe? No.
No,
Yeah,
I think
they're
I completely
banned.
lost
That's
him.
fine.
No worries. But hey, guys, y'all are awesome.
Mhm.
Thank you again so much for your support and stuff.
Yeah.
It
Tried
means-
hiding my beard,
Huge
but
deal.
it just doesn't work.
Own it, man. Own
Yes.
the beard.
That's right.
Urgh.
No,
Mhm.
thanks for doing what you guys do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're
We're happy to. You guys are
we're
awesome.
grateful that we get to do it with you guys. It gets us really excited to go back to those shows in particular where we get all that fan interaction. So things like
Right.
seeing you guys comment on My Hero Academia, or like when we're philosophizing with Psychopaths or something like that. That's
Sure.
stuff that gets us excited.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, we're gonna set.
I got some cold pizza waiting for me, so
All right, catch you all later, and we'll
Yeah,
see you in
see you later.
the Discord. All right, bye.
Bye.